No mercy.
Okay guys, so for those that haven't seen, I have a first impression video about this board, so I wanted to revisit it. First and foremost, the deck. The deck is a flexi composite deck, so it helps absorb a lot of imperfections in the road, especially going off-roading. The board has a slight concave and a very mellow drop down. Now what I also like about the deck, sitting right on the top, is a easy access swappable battery. It's a 8.7 amp hour 12S 3P Samsung battery. So if you want to, you can purchase one or two more battery packs, keep them in your backpack. So therefore you can double your range or even triple your range just by buying another spare battery pack or two. As for the 1500 watt motors sitting inside these airless tires. Now at first I wasn't really in love with this setup, but after taking it off-roading, I realized how important it is. First off, there's no belts, there's no pulleys, it's very, very sleek, so therefore there will be no rocks, pebbles, sand, or any kind of debris getting caught inside belts. When you have a belt drive, anytime I go off-roading, I always get debris caught inside the belts. Now there's positives and negatives about having airless wheels going off-roading. Let's start with the negatives. The negatives are they're not as comfortable. So when you're riding over rocks, pebbles, and whatnot, you're gonna feel a little bit more. If you notice, I'm bending and pumping my knees as much as possible because they are a solid wheel. When you have an air pneumatic with tubes inside, it definitely absorbs a lot more energy from imperfections. With this, you're gonna feel a lot more. It's also a little harder to control, therefore it'll break traction even easier. As for the positives about having an airless tire, no more punctures. You never have to worry about getting a flat tire ever again. After riding the board about 20-30 minutes, that comfort of a pneumatic tire just really didn't matter anymore. Just with some simple practice, I adapted the feeling to riding an airless tire. I just personally think it's worth the small sacrifice of a little comfort rather than risking a blown flat tire in the middle of the woods. As for the ESC, it's using the newest Hobbywing 9028, so it's got the smart turn on and off feature. What I also like about the board is its deck clearance. It's almost 5 inches of deck clearance, which is really, really good. So you have that space riding off-roading that you definitely need. Because when you're off-roading, you're constantly hitting rocks, pebbles, sticks, branches, there's so much stuff in the middle of the woods, and sometimes you're going too fast and you can't react quick enough. So you hit that big rock or a tree branch in the way, you might go flying. So having good clearance with the deck is definitely a plus when off-roading. So when we go off-roading, our boards just get absolutely filthy. What's really cool about this deck, since it's a composite deck and it doesn't have traditional grip tape, it is super easy to clean. Just get a rag, get some all-purpose cleaner, spray the rag, wipe it down, and the board looks good as new. Now it's time for some constructive criticism. This charging port cover sucks. No matter how many times I push it back on, it always winds up popping right back off. And you really don't want any kind of debris or water or any kind of mud getting in there. What I also like and don't like about these trucks is they are super narrow. The bushings are super soft. I had to change them out. But double kingpin, in my opinion, is necessary when off-roading, especially if you want to shred. But for regular street riding, I don't like these trucks. The bushings are too soft and the trucks are too narrow. But when off-roading, it's good to have that maneuverability. As for range, I'm 150 pounds and I was off-roading 95% of the time and I got 11.5 miles. By the way, I did not do a top speed for this video, but I did hit 28 miles per hour in the other one. Final thoughts. You know how there's great entry-level boards out there like the Backfire G3 or the Walgo S2 Max? Those type of boards are great for street riding. This one right here is fantastic for off-roading if you're a beginner. Now, it's obviously not a mountain board by any means, but this definitely can take the trails, and there's really no consequences when you're riding out there. Again, you can't get a flat tire. You could swap out your batteries in case you run out of range. And the free roll is actually really good just in case you actually do run out of range. What I personally like most about this board is that there is no belts. I haven't been off-roading many times, but every time I go off-roading, I'm constantly kicking up debris, rocks, dirt, you name it. And it always gets caught in the pulleys and in the belts. Sometimes even locks up my motor. A big enough pebble gets in between the teeth of the belt and it locks up the pulleys, therefore will lock up the motor. So not only can you snap a belt, but you can actually damage your motors as well. So if you want a fun, affordable off-road electric skateboard with minimal amount of maintenance, I really think this is a really good choice. Between its really good clearance, you can't get punctures, and its double kingpin trucks for good maneuverability out in the trails, it's just a lot of fun. And if you want more range, you can double it by just buying one more battery pack that's easy swappable and throw it in your backpack. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.